Just adding some of our learners. Please allow me a minute or two. Thank you. Okay, welcome everyone. I hope you all can hear me.
Yes, sir.
Okay, great. Good afternoon. Hope you all are doing well. So let's start the session. As always, we will keep it conversational. If one person is answering or asking a question, please allow the person to finish. You all can take turns to answer. So one person answers, then the other person. Okay. So कोशिश करेंगे सबको चांस मिले आंसर देने का, and I encourage everyone to participate and answer. So once again, if someone is answering or asking a question, please allow the person to complete, and then you can ask. You don't need to ask my permission. Just unmute and answer when I say the next slide. You can avoid reading the Hindi sentences. Just read the dialogues or the sentences in English. Okay. So one person at a time, and then we'll continue. Okay. Thank you. Let's start. So can someone read this as a conversation? Two people.
Sir, I am.
योगेश, आपके यहाँ से आवाज है बहुत बैकग्राउंड में. आपको probably you'll have to check your mic.
Okay, sir. Now?
A little better,
okay?
thank you. Yeah, a little better.
Yeah,
thank you.
sure. So I will start with the relevant dialog box.
No
Manu, did you watch the news today?
Can someone respond?
No, what happened?
There was an earthquake in Gujarat.
Oh my God, that's a terrible news.
Very good, thank you. Thank you. Guys, I request others to please be on mute. There's some sound in the background. All right, thank you. Okay, welcome to our learners who've just joined. Okay, we've just started the topic. The topic is to talk about news. Okay, news is something we either watch or read, right? So this is about current affairs, news. Okay? So our pro learners who've just joined, I'd request you all to generally be on mute. If someone wants to speak or read the next slide, please feel free to. We'll ensure that everyone gets a chance to participate. So if someone is answering or asking a question, please allow the person to complete. Okay. So सबको chance मिलेगा, and we'll ensure that we keep it conversational. Okay. All right. Let's continue. Can the next person, someone answer the next one? Please pick a grammatically correct sentence. Yes, anyone?
Did you watch the movie news today?
Okay, thank you. Did you watch the news today? Are you watch? No. Is you watch? No. Will you watch? Will you watch the news today, or did you watch the news today?
Did you?
Dekhi, it says here, it says dekhi. So basically did in the past tense, right? Did you watch? So I think the Hindi translation comes to did. If you're talking about something in future for today, then will you watch the news today? Both are grammatically correct. It's just that वो जो हिंदी translation दिया गया है, हिंदी sentence, क्या आज आपने news देखी? Okay? So that's why it's the second one is appropriate. Are you watching the news today is fine in the continuous tense. Is you watch is obviously incorrect. So yes, the second one is appropriate in this context. Well done, good answer. Thank you. Just give me a moment, guys. Some of our learners are joining. I'll quickly add them. Yeah, it's fine. Okay. Next person, please answer. Someone who's not answered, please take turns to answer. गुजरात में भूकंप आया था. What is the correct translation? Yes, guys, please.
There was an earthquake in Gujarat.
Thank you. There was an earthquake in Gujarat. Okay. good answer. Thank you. Please,
Sir,
yeah.
if we convert this sentence into a passive voice, then the sentence is Gujarat was Gujarat was hit by an earthquake.
That's fine. You can say that Gujarat was hit by an earthquake, or Gujarat went through an earthquake, or Gujarat witnessed a massive earthquake in the year so and so. Okay.
Okay, sir.
There are different ways, but yeah, your sentence is grammatically right. Thank you. Yes, well done. Some of our pro learners have got disconnected. Guys, and I can see some new names on the chat. I have sent the invites again. So please join me on Zoom. Okay. Okay, yeah, welcome. Some of you have joined me, so that's good. Well done. So guys, other learners who have just joined, non-pro learners, as well as pro learners, we've just started a topic discussing about news, okay? Current affairs. The sentences are largely based on something that has happened. Focus on the tense, focus on the translation, okay? And you just have to pick a grammatically correct sentence based on the Hindi sentences given here, okay? Next person, someone who's just joined, not had the opportunity, please answer the next one. Yes?
Today's latest news.
You mentioned today's, आपकी आवाज कट रही थी.
Today's
latest news.
Today's latest
News.
news. Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. Sorry, I didn't hear you clearly. Today's latest news. What is this? Aaj ki taza khabar. Today's latest news. Okay. Some of our learners are keep getting disconnected from Zoom. Guys, if there's any issues, please check your connection first. Just ensure that you have an updated version. Okay. And if you face any difficulties, just try and log out and log in. Okay. And for the live session as well, it's important to clear cache, history, okay, browsing history, etc. Please do that. As far as Zoom is concerned, please ensure that you have a latest version. Okay, latest news, latest version. Let's continue. How would you translate this? Hey Bhagwan. How would you translate this? Just a random sentence. This.
Oh God.
Oh God. Okay. Oh God. Oh my God. Okay. But my is not given here in the Hindi translation, right? But generally the English speakers would say, oh my God, right? Oh God is also fine. We do say that. Yeah. Oh my God is largely accepted. Yeah. Here it's given oh God because my is missing from the Hindi translation. That's fine. Casualty. What is the meaning of casualty? It means durghatna ka shikar. Okay. So just give me a moment. We all come across the number of casualties, right? This is something you must have heard when you listen to news, right? So casualties basically mean loss in numerical terms, okay? Loss in numerical strength through any cause as death, wounds, sickness, capture, or desertion, okay? So loss in numerical strength through any of these causes is termed as casualty or casualties, okay? We also call casualty as a singular as someone who is injured or killed in an accident. The example that I mentioned about news, okay? One casualty, 10 casualties, okay? So I was just typing the meanings. I don't know if y'all, okay, now y'all can. Y'all should be able to. So casualties, loss in numerical strength through any cause as death, wounds, sickness, capture, desertion, or one who is injured or killed in an accident. Okay. We also use the term casualty for any group, person, things, etc., that is harmed or destroyed as a result of some act or event. Basically, someone who's injured due to an accident or any event. Okay. So these are some of the meanings of casualty. Okay. Let's continue. Can two of you please read this as a conversation? One person can read the red part and the other can respond. आपकी आवाज कट रही है.
I can read.
Yes, please start with the red one. Thank you.
I hope there was no casualty.
I'm sorry, आपकी आवाज कट रही है. You'll have to check your connection. Okay. I'm sorry, I'll get back to you. Someone else, please. Two other learners. Someone who's not. Yep.
Yes. According to the report, 20 dead bodies have been found. What? It could have been worse, but thankful. The help arrived on time.
Thankfully. Okay. Thankfully. All right. So, yes, the news here is, I hope there was no casualty. Casualty is something I just explained. According to the report, 20 dead bodies have been found. What? Yeah, the person is shocked. It could have been worse. इससे भी बदतर हो सकता था. इससे भी और खराब हो सकता था. It could have been worse, but thankfully the help arrived on time. Okay, so there were casualties. However, it could have been worse because the help arrived on time. Okay. Okay. Can someone answer the next one? Someone who's just joined, not had the opportunity. Please answer the next one. Yes, I can see a lot of names who haven't participated. Please answer the next one, guys. If you all have any difficulties, please ask me to unmute you. I will do that, or message me on chat. Yes, what is the next answer, guys? Anyone?
I hope there was no casualty.
Okay, thank you. I hope there was no casualty. Yeah, that's correct. Okay. Well done. Good answer. I hope there was no casualty. Okay. Next, can someone answer the next one, please? Ambulance समय पर आ गई थी. आ गई, rather. Sorry. Ambulance समय पर आ गई. What is the translation?
The ambulance arrived on time.
Ambulance arrived on time.
Okay, right. Thank you. The fourth one, the ambulance arrived on time. Okay. Just answering some of the questions on chat. Please give me a moment. So there are some questions about from our non-pro learners about joining the Zoom meet, not being able to speak. So yes, guys, I will explain. The ways in which you can register as a pro learner once we are done with the topic. Okay, so you have to register as a pro learner to be able to join the Zoom meet. Also, there are some questions about what is the difference between the second and the third option here. So was arrived on time is grammatically incorrect. Was arrive on time is also grammatically incorrect. If you're talking about the past, you simple past tense, you just say the ambulance arrived on time. Okay, the ambulance arrived on time. Okay, so the fourth one is grammatically correct. Okay, that's the only difference. The other three are not. Okay. Okay, can someone read this as a conversation, please?
Did you watch the news about the flood in Uttarakhand?
Yes, I had some people suffer from the month.
It was
Sorry,
difficult. It was difficult for the rescue workers to reach there.
Thank you. We all heard about the news floods that happened in Uttarakhand. It's been happening for the past few years in the northern region. So yes, did you watch the news about the floods in Uttarakhand? Yes, I heard some people suffered for months. That's true because the effects last for a long period of time. The after effects, rather, it was difficult for the news for the rescue workers to reach there. Okay. Since we are talking about news, I will see if I can share some terms that are related to news reporting. So my question to all of you is, what kind of a news this seems to you? News about accidents, about floods in Uttarakhand, what kind of reporting this is? What kind of news this is? We have different categories. Yes.
Have a kind of situation.
Yes, but what do you term it as? Do you call it politics, business? What kind of news this is?
Destruction.
Destruction and disaster is not a news beat. Okay, so
Casualty.
pardon me.
Casualty.
See, you can term this as environmental news. Okay, this particular one you can term it as environmental. You can term it as civic reporting. Okay, you can call it civic reporting. All right. This is something related to this is something related to the society, right? So you can call it a civic reporting. These are general news. However, these can be called as a civic reporting. Okay. Public awareness basically is what I mean. Okay. And however, in the broader category, this should be categorized as environmental reporting. Okay. Because this specifically talks about floods, the effects for months, the after effects rather. Okay. So environmental reporting is what this will be categorized in. Okay. There are different types. We have types like crime reporting, lifestyle beats. Okay. We have investigative reporting. What is the difference between, can someone tell me what is the difference between investigative reporting and crime reporting?
Crime is nothing but it is uttered by some human kind of thing.
Okay.
And the civic, it's happened by natural.
Yes, that's fine. My question, civic is basically covering citizens' wellness. It can be anything. It can again be human as well. Anything that's got to do with some citizens' wellness. My question was, what is the difference between crime reporting and investigative reporting? Investigative reporting.
Investigative report is past, and the crime report is we can report like presently, that what happened in present.
You're close to it. So basically, the basic difference is crime reporting can be a part of investigative reporting. Why? Because crime reporting can also include investigative reporting, right? It can be in the past, it can be in the present as well. Both are fine. It's just that crime reporting basically means about any crime news that happen in a city. Okay, anything that happens anything related to a particular crime is called crime reporting. Okay, all crimes are included in this type of reporting. Okay? All crimes are reported in this type of reporting. Investigative reporting, basically, it is that demands a lot of research. You have to go through facts and figures. It's a long piece. So if you come across, like for example, we come across documentaries, okay, crime documentaries. These are called the investigative type of reporting. Okay? Why? Because they look at the background, they look at the characters, or they look at the people impacted with greater depth or details. All right. So there are researches for months. There's a research for months. Like for example, we've had cases like the Bhopal gas tragedy. Okay, we've had cases like the Taj attacks, or the terrorist attacks that happened in Mumbai. I'm from Mumbai, so I can relate to that. Someone who's from other cities can relate to that rather. So when these long pieces are reported, like say for example, the Taj attacks happened. Okay, immediately there were the reports. That is a crime report, right? However, or a terrorism report on terrorism. However, if the background of that is researched, you'd call it an investigative piece. Okay, so investigative journalism basically requires a lot of time, effort, go through facts, stories, background of whatever happened. Okay, so that's the only difference, right? Then we have different reportings, like the lifestyle reporting talks about people, their trends, the way of living. Business reporting, okay. Sports reporting is the most popular one. Health reporting, something that we go through now, okay. Every day we go through those news. So these are some different beats. We call them beats. Okay. Let's continue. Can someone answer the next one? What is the grammatically correct English sentence here?
Did you hear the news about the floods in Uttarakhand?
Floods. Okay, yeah. Did you? So, which option? I'm sorry, I didn't hear you very clearly. First, second, third, or fourth?
Option.
Third option.
Third option.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. Did you hear the news about the floods in Uttarakhand? Yes, that's correct.
Did you listen the news about the floods in Uttarakhand? Is that wrong?
I'm sorry, can you rephrase the sentence? I didn't hear you.
Yeah, first one is that wrong. Listen.
What is the difference between listen and hear? Can someone tell me?
We are listening to you right now, and we hear means it's a we long time back we hear that Taj attack is happened. So like that's the main difference. Like it something which happening in past we say that in here, and if there's something is going to right now, like you are teaching us how to that's we are listening. That's the main difference for.
Okay, you're close to it. Some part of it is right, but not totally. So the difference between hearing and listening, guys, is basically listening means paying attention to the sound. Okay, so at the moment you are listening to me, you're not hearing me. Okay, you're listening to me. Why? Because you are focusing on the explanation that I'm giving. All right, or you are listening to someone means you are paying attention. When a speaker speaks, right, you are listening to someone. However, the sentence here, it says, did you hear the news? So hearing is basically the process of perceiving sound. So did you hear? So is the speaker, so generally when we talk about news, you hear the news. You can listen to the news if you are paying attention, right? But here it's a comment that just a casual question. So did you hear about the news? You will not ask, did you listen about the news? Did you listen to the news? Why? Because listening is a deeper process. It's about paying attention. But when you ask someone about, did you hear about this? So for example, something happened in your area. Did you hear about the accident that happened on the highway? Okay. So just, did you hear about it? Do you have an idea about it? Okay. So listening is a deeper process. Okay. You are consciously doing something. Hearing is simply hearing something that happened. So that's why grammatically the third one is appropriate. Okay. I hope you got your answer. Why not first and why the third one? Okay. Yes, someone who asked me the question. I hope you got it.
Yeah, I got
Yes,
it.
sir.
Got it? Okay, great. Thank you.
Hello, sir. Why did you hear to the news and did you hear the news? What's the two? The main difference that you understand?
For example, I want to cook dinner tonight. Okay. You want to do something, right? So that's when you use to. Okay. So when you want to do something, okay, it to expresses motion, but here there's no need for that. Okay? There's no need. Did you hear to the news? There's no need. There is no movement that is indicated here, right? So the preposition is not necessary. Sentence is grammatically incorrect if you use the preposition. There's no movement here, right? The connecting word is not necessary. So did you hear the news? Simple. Did you hear the news? You don't hear to the news. You hear the news. Okay. You don't hear to the news. You hear the news. Okay. That's the difference. So the preposition is not
Okay.
necessary. Okay.
Thank
कोई
you.
movement नहीं है यहाँ पे. Basically adverb या preposition की जरूरत नहीं है इसलिए. Guys, I can see some unwanted chats on our live session. I request you guys to avoid that, please. The reason being that we have a lot of learners who type questions and the learners keep joining the session. Okay. So let's keep it strictly to the topic that is being discussed without any personal conversations on the chat. Okay. The chat is precisely meant for you to ask questions. It is for our non-pro learners who cannot join me on Zoom, for them to ask some questions pertaining to the topic that is being discussed, right? So please avoid personal comments or personal chats. My screen keeps refreshing. I try and go through the questions. However, I cannot see all the questions if you keep chatting, right? Okay. So please avoid that. Okay. Thank you. Let's continue. The next one. Please answer the next one. Someone who's not had the opportunity, someone who's just joined, please answer the next one. Once again, please stick to the topic, guys. Please avoid unnecessary chat on the live session. I will not hesitate in blocking the users who are doing that. My apologies, but I will not hesitate in blocking the users who are constantly chatting about irrelevant things, okay? Let's stick to the topic. Thank you. Yes, please answer the next one.
Sir, answer correct. They suffered for months.
They suffered for months. That's fine. Yeah. That's fine.
Sir, hello sir.
Yes.
सर मेरे पास एक सेंटेंस है और मुझे उसका ट्रांसलेशन नहीं हो पा रहा है. जैसे यहाँ पे उन्हें महीनों तक कष्ट झेलना पड़ा. ठीक है, ये सिंपल सा सेंटेंस है. अभी मेरा जो सेंटेंस है वे अभी तक उस आपदा से उभर नहीं पाए हैं या उस ट्रेजेडी से उभर नहीं पाए हैं, तो इसको क्या बोलेंगे हम इंग्लिश में? ट्रांसलेशन क्या?
They are yet to recover from the tragedy. They haven't recovered from they are yet to recover from the tragedy.
They are yet to recover from the tragedy. Okay.
Yeah. Or they are, you can also rephrase the sentence. And so basically what you mean is you can also use till or until, right?
सर इसके लिए कुछ फ्रेजल वर्ब है क्या? उभरना किसी चीज से, जैसे गेट ओवर होता है किसी भी बीमारी से या डिफिकल्टी से उभरना, तो गेट ओवर यूज कर सकते हैं इसमें.
गेट ओवर बीमारी से नहीं होता है. बेसिकली गेट ओवर इज इट कैन बी ओवरकमिंग एनी डिफिकल्टी और रिकवर. यस, बीमारी से, यू आर राइट. सो टू गेट ओवर someone's, for example, it can also be an experience, not just a medical condition. So to get over a traumatic experience. So, for example, to get over someone's death, okay, someone passed away in your family, for example, it took a lot of time for you to get over the loss, right? So it can also be an experience that you get over. Okay.
And we can also, can we use this phrasal verb to about grieving, grave?
Yeah, so grievance, no, not grievance, I'm sorry. You are talking about grief.
Grief, yeah, sir.
Grief, yeah, grief, yes.
Can we use this phrasal verb? Okay, thank you, sir.
You can. So basically, it took a while to get over someone's, so the grief was so intense that it took a lot of time for you to get over it, right?
Okay, thank you, sir.
You're welcome. That's fine.
Sir, why third option is incorrect? They were suffered for months.
See, you would either say they suffered for months or you would say they are suffering for months. The second one is grammatically correct, okay? They are suffering for months. The only difference is that the sentence in Hindi, it says, unhe mahino tak kasht jhelna pada. It indicates that this is in the past. So they suffered for months, simple past tense. If you say they are suffering for months, it's an ongoing activity. That's still suffering, continuous. Okay. So simple past tense, they suffered for months. They were suffered is incorrect. What were they suffered? It's not they were suffered, it's they suffered. Okay.
Oh, thank you.
And future, they will be suffering for months is future tense, future continuous tense. So then again, it's the translation does not match. That's the only difference. Otherwise, there are three sentences that are grammatically fine here. It's just that the Hindi translation refers to the first one. They suffered for months in the past, simple past tense. Okay. All right. Let's look at the next one. Guys, other pro learners, I request you all to please be on mute. Someone who's not answering, please be on mute. There's some sound in the background. Okay, yes. Please answer the next one. Anyone who's not had the opportunity. Yes, can someone answer the next one, please?
It was difficult for the helpers to reach there.
It was difficult for the helpers to reach there. It's fine. There's a question here on the chat. What is the meaning of crisis? Can someone tell me what is the meaning of crisis?
Sir, जो अभी चल रही है मंदी.
Absolutely. You're right. Absolutely.
Uncertainties.
Yeah, that's correct. Basically, crisis means anything that is, a condition that is decisive in any way. It can be a political crisis. It can be a medical crisis, which we all are going through at the moment, which the country is going through, and many parts of the world also. It can also be an economic crisis. Okay? So it's a condition that is categorized by either danger or instability. Okay, so that's a crisis. It can be a political crisis, environmental crisis. I gave an example about the Bhopal gas tragedy, for example, right? So that can be considered an environmental, health, medical crisis as well. Okay, so, very good example. What we are going through at the moment is largely a crisis. What started and what is the current situation now, there's a huge difference, right? So it is, we have been in this crisis. We are in this crisis for a while now. It's been a while. It's an ongoing thing. I'm sorry, I didn't read the sentence. So yes, it was difficult for the helpers to reach there. Yes, can someone read this as a dialogue, as a conversation, please?
Natural disasters are increasing day by day. There is a similar situation in Jammu and Kashmir.
The situation is getting worse with each passing day.
I pray for the families living there.
Me too. But we should also send help.
Yes, thank you. So natural disasters are increasing day by day. Say several factors. What are the factors? Why do you think this is a valid statement? Natural disasters. Anyone can answer. Give you a different. You can share your views. Why do you think natural disasters are on the rise these days?
Because, sir, every day in news we hear about the flood, cyclone.
I'm asking why. Why is what are the reasons for that?
Due to destruction of forests and wastage of water, and uncontrol of this health, on motor vehicle, by coming motor vehicles, that unwanted aids. These are causes natural disasters is more happening nowadays.
Okay, thank you. Anyone else? Any other views? Please feel free to share your views. This is a topic where there's a question you can answer. I just want you all to think about it. Why do we think? So good answer. Thank you. Natural disasters are on the rise. Why?
Because of global warming.
Global warming is a large part of that. Yes, is a major reason. Absolutely.
Digging of earth.
Yeah, a lot of, yes, that's correct. See, there are some natural disasters can happen naturally. However, it can also be a cause. The reason can also be because of man-made causes, right? So man-made destruction can cause natural destruction as well, right? So yes, global warming is considered as a major reason, absolutely. And the other reasons that you mentioned, that someone mentioned, encroachment, deforestation, we talk about the forest being cut, okay? Deforestation, okay? Deforestation basically means the action of clearing a wide area of trees, basically, okay? That is the meaning of deforestation, okay? Deforestation. We call it a concrete jungle these days. What is the meaning of concrete jungle? We have a lot of buildings, man-made structures by destructing forests, right? So then once you do that, there is environmental imbalance that can cause famine, floods, okay, etc. So natural disasters are increasing day by day. Global warming, huge reason, absolutely. Temperatures are on the rise. Ice is melting, absolutely. Global warming. What is the grammatically correct sentence here? The Hindi sentence is दिन प्रतिदिन प्राकृतिक आपदाएं बढ़ती जा रही है. What is the correct sentence here?
Day by day, natural disasters are increasing.
Thank you. Day by day, natural disasters are increasing. Good answer. Thank you. Yes, natural disasters are increasing. Some answers: industrialization, deep sea mining. Absolutely. These are also the reasons. Good answers. Thank you. Huge imbalance. Yes, deforestation, pollution. Yes, can someone answer the next one? Someone who's not participated, please answer the next one. I haven't heard from Sonam, Sunny, Rupa, you've just joined. Aryan, please feel free to answer. Yes, Sonam.
The situation is very bad.
Yes, Rupa, you can answer the next one. Sonam, you were answering. I'm sorry, I didn't hear you all clearly. The
situation is very bad.
situation is very bad. Okay, thank you. Is, yeah, the reason is because it's the translation talks about is, not was. Okay, so yes, the present tense.
Sir, when we use worse, the situation is very worse. हिंदी में translation क्या होगा उसके लिए?
Worse जो है वो comparative form है basically. It's like good, better, best. Okay, good, better, best, bad, worse, worst. Okay, because there's no word like bad, baddest, right? So, or badder, there's no word like that. So bad, worse, worst.
तो उसके लिए भी खराब ही लिखेंगे.
नहीं, बदतर.
Butter is correct.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Good one. Thank you.
Thank
See, the thing about Hindi is when you are comparing something, you can simply add or bhi, okay, and you can compare, right? So or bhi bura, so bura will become or bhi bura, right? Or butter, basically, as someone just mentioned. So that's why the literal translations sometimes sound funny and they don't work, is because two different languages have different grammar. So the Hindi sentences, that's the reason I always mention the Hindi sentences are given only for reference. Good question anyway. So bad, worse. Worse is used for comparison. Worst is the superlative. Worse is the comparative. Bad is the base adjective. Okay.
Sir?
Yes.
Sir, we can also frame this sentence like the situation is worse.
Worse than what? You can say the situation is the worst situation. This is the worst situation. That's fine. Superlative. Okay. So this year worse than the previous year. You understand the difference? You're comparing how bad was. So you are stating that this year is worse than the previous year. Okay. So comparison jo hai, that is between 2 years. Okay. Or you can say this is the worst year in the history of humanity. Okay. Or in the history of our country, for example. So that will be a superlative. But that means no year has been as worse as this year. Okay. You got it? Worse, worst. You got it?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Worst use करेंगे तो आपको comparison करना पड़ेगा. Worst use करेंगे तो superlative हो जाएगा वो. Okay. Let's continue. Can someone answer the next one quickly? Yes, Rupa, you can answer the next one. I think you were attempting the previous one. Please go ahead. Please answer the next one, Rupa. That's fine. You can read the sentence.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, please answer.
There was a similar. Oh, wait, sir. I have some problem in my phone.
No problem. That's okay. Take it up.
Okay. There was a similar situation in J&K.
Very good. Thank you. Thank you. There was a similar situation in J&K. So they are probably having a conversation about an ongoing situation. And the speaker is just given a reference about an event that happened in the past. So there was a similar situation in J&K. Okay. Next one. Yes, can someone answer the next one, please?
I pray for the families living there.
I pray for the families living there. Okay, the first one or the second one? There or there? Second one.
Sir, if we frame this sentence, I pray for the families who live there. So is it right or wrong?
That's fine. It's correct. That's fine. As a group. However, this is a more appropriate sentence here. I pray for the families living there, because the act of living is an ongoing thing, right? So families who are living there at the moment. So I pray for the families living there. Pray for the families who live there is also fine. It's not incorrect. It's fine. So you can also say, I pray for the families that live there. Okay? As a group, okay? You can use that. Preferable will be who or living there. Next one. Someone answer the next one, please.
We shall send help there.
Can you repeat the sentence? I didn't hear you clearly. We should
send help there.
Right, thank you. हमें वहां मदद भेजनी चाहिए. We should send help there. Okay. Difference here is we would is certainty. Okay. We should possibility. Okay. Can someone read this as a dialogue? I'll start with the red one. It's a small one. What can we do to help? Someone reply.
You can send some stuff.
Like what?
They require blankets, medicines, and dry ration after such a disaster.
Right. Thank you. Thank you. What can we do to help? We can send some stuff. Like what? They require blankets, medicines, and dry ration after such a disaster.
Sir.
Yes.
In English we say ration and Hindi में हम बोलते हैं राशन.
Ration or ration, both are fine. Both are fine. Both are fine. Ration can also be pronounced in English. That's fine.
Okay, sir.
The word ration can be pronounced in English is because that's a British pronunciation. The American pronunciation will be ration. So that's fine. You can use both the words. That's fine. Next one. Can someone answer the next one, please?
What can we do to help?
Thank you.
Sir.
Yep.
इसमें सेंटेंस है हम मदद करने के लिए क्या कर सकते हैं? How can we do to help? हम मदद कैसे कर सकते हैं? How can we?
What?
No sir, वो ठीक है, ये सेंटेंस ठीक है. मैं बोल रहा हूँ अगर हम मदद कैसे कर सकते हैं यह सेंटेंस होता तो how can we help या how can we do to help?
How can we help?
How can we help? Okay, sir.
Yes. Can someone answer the next one, please?
We can send some stuff.
We can send some. We can send some stuff.
We can send some stuff. Yes, that's correct. हम कुछ सामान भेज सकते हैं. That's correct. Next one.
They need dry ration.
Okay. They need dry ration. That's correct. Thank you. I request you all to please be on mute. There's some sound in the background. Yes, please go ahead. Yes.
Third correct.
Okay. Such a situation arises. Okay. If such a situation arises, what is the meaning of arises? Comes up, right? Right. To come into being, okay? Come into being. If such a situation arises, that's correct. Let's continue. Okay, well done, guys. Well done. So, good answers. Thank you. Well done to all of you who've got most of the answers right. Well done. Ones who didn't, that's fine. We're all here to learn. That's absolutely fine. So, well done. Thank you. Thank you for asking questions. Thank you for participating. Thank you for your valuable time. Please take care. Have a great evening. For the benefit of our learners who wish to become learners, I will quickly share my screen and explain the benefits of being a pro learner and the ways in which you can register. First, let me just type this email address here. If you guys have any questions about the pricing, etc., or technical difficulties, please attach a screenshot and send it to premium@helloenglish.com. Okay. I repeat, premium@helloenglish.com. Premium@helloenglish.com. Right. Please send an email for the benefit of our learners who wish to join as pro learners. I will quickly share my screen. Okay. So this screen here. So, yeah, I hope you all can see it. Hello English Pro. Okay. So live speaking practice. Someone asked a question on the chat. Someone had asked a question about joining Zoom. So this is the way in which you can Zoom. You can register as a pro learner. Please use the coupon code Amit10. Amit is my name. 10 is a coupon code Amit10. You can use the code to avail a 10% discount. Okay. Live speaking practice. Get invited in live classes. All right. Unlock all courses. We have amazing courses on the app, Hello English app. Thousands of hours of amazing courses.